It's raining, it's cloudy, it's not Alaska. Let's talk about my latest Bahamas cruise. Here we go.
Welcome to the Holy Roller, where it's all about playing craps, earning free cruises, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching. Now let's get rolling.
Well, the reason why I wanted to do this video is just to share with you, sometimes the itineraries change. Depending on weather, sometimes the port stops, something happens. But let me tell you what happened on this one. Hope it doesn't happen to you, but it's possible. So that's why we're gonna talk about it. So this cruise, Symphony of the Seas, 7-night cruise, we were heading to Saint Martin, well, perfect day at Coco Cay, San Martin, and we were gonna go to Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Well, something happened at the port at Puerto Rico, so they had to change the Puerto Rico stop. But since we weren't going all the way over there to Puerto Rico, we ended up not going to San Martin as well. It got changed to perfect day at Coco Cay, Labadee, Haiti, and Falmouth, Jamaica. Falmouth, Jamaica. Okay, so now we're in the part of our trip where we went to perfect day at Coco Cay, and it was a perfect day, maybe a little windy, but 75 degrees, it was amazing. This is December, by the way, not hurricane season, nothing like that. But it is raining outside. The waves are waving, let's just say that. And the weather and the waves were actually crashing over the pier at Labadee, Haiti. So we're having another sea day, and we're on our way to Jamaica, which would be in 2 days from now. And so we'll see how that goes. But I think a lot of times when you think about, purchasing a cruise, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this excursion, I'm gonna get that excursion, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. One thing that you have to know is that everything can change. You never know. And so a lot of times people want to try to find deals that are off the ship. Like, I'm gonna buy this excursion from this company once I get to Labadee, for example. Well, anybody that bought an excursion with the ship here on Royal Caribbean, it's automatically, when something changes, it's automatically put back onto your card. It's automatically refunded, so you don't have to do anything. It's easy. Now, if we would have got a excursion from an outside source or something outside of the ship and just didn't show up, chances are we lost our deposit, probably didn't get a refund. So those are things to think about whenever you're doing a cruise and you're wanting to get some excursions. Do it through the ship a lot of times, or do it in a way where if you arrive, you can purchase that excursion. I hope that makes sense. So that's something to think about. The other thing to think about is if you're paying a couple $1,000s to go on a cruise, you have to be flexible, because meaning you're on a cruise, it's going to be great, and and being that it's going to be great and you're on a cruise, you did pay a lot for it. So just make sure to know and have this in mind. It's going to be subject to change. It's going to be subject to change depending on a lot of different factors. But the Symphony of the Sea, great ship, pretty awesome. Like I said, it is cloudy, sprinkling, raining, and there's not a lot to do on the pool deck, but there's going to be shows, there's going to be different entertainment, there's going to be different things to do while you're on the ship. And that brings me to this point. Pick a ship that the ship can be the destination. Now, there are different classes of ships. This is an Oasis class of ship. There's plenty to do on an Oasis class of ship. But there are some ships where, it's a classic cruise experience, smaller ship, and the smaller ship doesn't have a lot of activities a lot of times. It has the shows, it has the music, the dancing, stuff like that, but it doesn't have just multiple things to do. Now, a lot of times you might say, well, Brian, I can tell that pool's closed for the kids. It's so cold. What does it matter if we have a pool right there if they can't get into it because it's closed because of the weather? Well, on these Oasis class of ships, there's all kinds of stuff to do inside and outside. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, the bigger the ship, not only the more activities, but the bigger the ship, the less you feel the waves. A lot of people don't realize that. If we were on these waves on one of the smaller ships, we would be feeling, whoa, we would be feeling the waves a little bit. But we are feeling the waves, but it's not dramatic. Okay, a ship versus a boat, totally different things. A lot of times when people want to go on a cruise, they say, oh, I don't really like being on a boat because, well, I'm like, it's just too much for me. Well, it's not like that on a ship. The smaller ships, you do feel it a little bit more. This would be like the Vision class, the Radiance class of ships with Royal Caribbean. If its total capacity is about 2,000 to 4,000, let's say below 4,000, you'll probably feel the ship a little bit, moving a little bit more. But this one is like 6,700. You got the Icon class. I haven't been on the Icon, but that one is like 10,000 people. It's like a floating city, you know, an amusement park and everything. But the Oasis class ships is like, I think, the best of both worlds. They are big. They're not the biggest, but you do have the outdoor area, the Central Park area. You do have the, like I said, the indoor areas, but you also have the back area where you have the boardwalk, it's called. It's kind of like a beach boardwalk kind of feel with a carousel and all that. And that's pretty cool as well. But I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about what to expect and how sometimes things don't go as planned. And just, you have to be flexible. You have to be, what do you call it? Not stuck to your, what you expected. Like, I paid for this cruise to be in Puerto Rico, and now we're going to Labadee. And so then everybody's complaining about Labadee, and now they're like, what? I can't go to Labadee? Some people are like, yeah, I didn't want to go to Labadee anyway. Labadee is pretty awesome, by the way. And so is Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So is San Juan, Puerto Rico. These are all great places, but you want to get there, right? Yes, we could have. We were so close that we were right next to it trying to dock, but the waves were going over the pier. It was amazing to watch, but also scary to say, do we have to walk through that? No, we don't have to walk through that because we're not stopping. Oh my goodness. So that's one thing to think about. The Perfect Day at Coco Cay, we had great weather. It was a little windy, like I said before, but it was 75 degrees. We had the beach. It was sunny. Very nice. Now, here, it's not too sunny. And we'll see what the next day will bring. And so I just wanted to do this little video just to talk about that. Let me know in the comments below, what was your cruise experience that maybe didn't go as well? Like maybe you had an itinerary change, or you stopped at a place that you already been before. I have a friend on this ship that bucket list was San Juan, Puerto Rico, and that's why they're on this ship, because they thought they were going to Puerto Rico, and that was the only reason why they wanted to come. They actually had a business meeting in Puerto Rico to meet up with someone, and they chose to do this cruise to get to Puerto Rico, but then they had to cancel their business meeting, and now maybe they didn't make one in Labadee, but the idea is everything's changing, you know, and so you gotta be ready for that kind of stuff. But again, let me know in the comments, what was the biggest change you experienced, or the biggest difference when you've been on a cruise and things have changed? Let me know in the comments below, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Watch this video if you'd like to see more, and I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. because this channel is all about cruising and casino comps for free cruises. My itinerary changed, no big deal, right? It only cost me like $200 for this cruise.